Hi, it's Alaska Granny. Are you worried about prepping for the future? Maybe even thinking food is too expensive? Maybe it's too late? Maybe you can't afford it? I've noticed that people are leaving comments on my channel that they can't afford to do any prepping, that food is just too much. And that is a reality. It's becoming more and more expensive. But if we don't scrape together a little bit of money today, what are we going to do in the future if we still don't have any money, but food costs even more? So that's one of the reasons why it's important to buy some extra food today. We can see the prices are going up. If you stock up on food a little at a time and just keep adding a little tiny bit at a time, over time it becomes a substantial amount of food, and you would be pleasantly surprised on how many meals you can make out of that food if you plan it strategically. Well, I just went to the store and I picked up enough food to have 14 days worth of just basic foods, and I spent $13.23. Would you think you could get 2 weeks of food for $13.23? It's probably not your favorite food and it wouldn't have the most variety, but it could certainly keep you alive if you had nothing else to eat. And you know what? We usually are still going to be able to have something else. You can add what other bits and pieces of food that you can get. Maybe you can grow, maybe you have other foods on hand, and then you can make your meals bigger and better. Let me show you the absolute bare bones 5 items that you could get that could keep you fed for 2 weeks, 14 days, for less than $1 a day. I started with a 5-pound bag of rice. It has 115 servings of rice for a total of 8,000 calories. That's a fair amount of food that most of us could have, but if you chose to eat less, guess what? You could have this food last even longer. And remember, if you have additional food that you grow in your garden, you can get from a food bank, or even you have in your pantry, or you still can buy something else in the future, you can make this food last longer. So the first item is a 5-pound bag of rice that I paid $3.82. Next, I bought a 2-pound bag of black beans. This was the only other beans that came in a 2-pound bag. All of the other beans came in a 1-pound bag, except you could get giant bags of pinto beans, but this was the only one that I could find in a 2-pound bag, and it was a much better deal than buying a 1-pound bag. It was a much better price per pound. The 2-pound bag of black beans has 26 servings for 2,600 calories. So you can start combining your rice and beans, and not only are you getting all of the amino acids that you want, you're also getting a great combination of carbs and protein. The 2-pound bag of black beans was $3.56. Next, I bought a bag of Great Northern beans. It's nice to have a different variety. This has 13 servings for 1,300 calories. Now, the Great Northern beans were a little more expensive than some of the other beans that they had where I went shopping in Alaska at Walmart. This 1-pound bag was $2.57. Do you remember when you could go into a store and you could get any kind of beans for $1 a pound? Those days seem to be long gone where I've been shopping, even when I look for bargains and discounts. You may be able to find grocery stores with less expensive prices, which would make your meal kit be even a better bargain than this one. Next, I bought a bag of pinto beans. This also has 13 servings for 1,300 calories. Pinto beans are something you can find in a much bigger bag for more dollars, of course, but a better price per pound. But I just went with the 1 pound just to try to get my kit complete. I paid $1.54 for 1 pound of pinto beans here in Alaska. But like I said, you may be able to get them for less money than that. Next, I bought a bag of lentils. The lentils also have 13 servings, and the calorie count is 1,430 calories. The price of the lentils was $1.74. Lentils are a nice option because they're still in the legume family, but compared to the other beans, they're going to cook much faster. You only need 30 minutes perhaps, 30 or 40 minutes to cook lentils, and they're loaded with protein, and they're going to give you a nice variety from your other beans that you have in your food storage and your prepper pantry stockpile. All of these foods together equal 14,630 calories. If you were in a survival situation, you could have 1,045 calories a day, and these foods would last for 2 whole weeks. If you wanted more food to eat, a higher calorie count for each day, this could last for 7 days for 2,090 calories per day. If you wanted this food to last for 14 days, you could have 8 servings per day. If you wanted bigger meals over 7 days, you could have about 16 1/2 servings of the beans, rice, and lentils. You're going to need a lot of water to prepare these, but they're not going to be as boring as if you just had 1 bag of rice and 1 bag of, say, pinto beans. You're going to have more variety because every different kind of bean, including the lentils, has a little bit different flavor profile. And so you're adding variety into your meals just by having different types of beans. Almost everyone has some kind of seasonings in their pantry, and that can help make these foods taste better and more delicious. So if you don't have any kind of seasonings or you're running low, pay attention to what spices and seasonings you use most often and try to pick up a few extras so that you have those to go with your basic cooking. Is this going to be the most nutritious 14-day emergency meal kit? No, but you can stay alive just eating the rice and beans. And like I said, if you get other foods, you can grow some, maybe you can forage for some, maybe you can get some from a food bank, or over time you can add a few other canned and packaged items into your prepper pantry food storage stockpile, and then you'll be able to make bigger meals, stretch these foods out to last longer, and feel more confident about what you're doing. It's not quite enough to just bring these 5 foods home and put them away in your pantry. You want to seal them up the best you can so that they're going to last the longest. Foods need to be stored in a cool, dark, dry place in an airtight container. So what are some choices that you have? You could put some of these foods into a clean, empty jar and put the lid on tight. It doesn't have to be a brand new jar. It can be a jar that you recycle out of other foods that you have on hand. Clean those jars well. The hardest thing sometimes is getting the odors out of the lid. So summer's here, maybe you can put them out in the sunshine, try soaking them in vinegar, put them through the dishwasher a few times, and eventually a lot of those foods you can get the scent and the aromas out of the lids. Maybe when you go to the store, go over to the bakery department, ask them for an empty bucket. They many times will give them to you, but not always, and make sure that you ask politely. And I was able to get this smaller size bucket that I can put these foods into the bucket. This is a nice tight-fitting lid, and it has a rubber gasket that's going to help keep the air out. While it's great if you have Mylar bags and oxygen absorbers to help these last longer, it's not necessary for you to buy these foods and put them away the best you can. Then if you have options of better ways to store it in the future, you can always do that. But remember, the point is to get some food and store it the best you can while you can, and then you'll have that extra food and the time to figure out what you would like to do next. Another option, look in your cupboards and closets. Maybe you have a plastic bin with a tight-fitting lid and you're not using it, or don't need the things that are in it anymore, and you can repurpose that plastic container. You can load it up with your beans and rice, put on the lid, close it up, and no, it's not the most airtight container, but it's certainly going to be better than just a bag on the shelf. Look over the things you have. Be creative. Try to find hard-sided containers with tight-fitting lids and fill them up with some of your extra food. You can store things in the back of a closet, under your bed, in an empty cabinet, but just try to keep track of where you put things. That's one of my problems is I don't have a big house, and so I don't have one of those giant pantries, and I end up stashing things away in unusual places, and sometimes they get lost in the shuffle and I don't quite remember where everything is. That's one of the challenges of being a prepper. So when we look at some of the news, it's so gloom and doom. And sometimes we let that get into our heart and we feel like we are defeated. You can't do that. Don't destroy your own hope for the future and suck the energy out of yourself with negative thoughts. Figure out, how can I plan for the future so that I'll be able to take care of myself and make the best out of each day? We want to enjoy the life that we have. We don't want to crush our own dreams. We want to take care of ourselves and go forward trying to make each day the best we can. That's why I'm a prepper. I want every day to be the best. I'm not looking forward to gloom and doom, and I don't want to focus on those things. I want to look forward that I'm going to be okay because I'm preparing the way to smooth it out. Is food storage, is lifestyle insurance, so that I'll have the things I need no matter what happens. So let us know, can you find these foods for a better price where you are? Leave it in the comments below, because you might figure out, wow, it really wouldn't even cost me $13.23 to get this food and put it together. I hope you'll take this to heart, get some extra food, put it away for the future. I hope you'll like my video, that you will share my video with someone else you think might enjoy it, and please subscribe to the Alaska Granny channel.